Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and I'm standing at the compound, which is a crazy property, or it was a crazy property. I bought a couple years ago, has 3 houses and this commercial property on it. And we actually house a lot of our building supplies in this commercial property, and we'll show you what we've got in there right now, why we have it, and some of the good deals we get from Home Depot and why we use Home Depot as well for most of our stuff. But I was actually stopping by here to check on how many vanities we have, because Home Depot has a bunch on clearance they want to give us. And I was thinking, man, we haven't had anything crazy happen here for a while. We have lots of crazy stuff happen at our other properties, and this property had a lot of crazy stuff happen when I first bought it, with evictions and cash for keys, and the police called it the compound. That's where it got its name. And then we show up, and of course, something's here that shouldn't be. So we'll talk about that. Of course, we love the likes, comments, shares. Love seeing new subscribers, and we'll talk about why that's there, or try and figure out why it's here. So yeah, we just stopped by here because this is the property where an auto repair shop rented this when I bought it. They were great, always paid rent, super nice, and the city just hassled us nonstop for months about them being a legal business. And eventually we tried to do a variance, and it would have cost us probably $20,000 to do everything they wanted, with no guarantee they'd let it stay there. So unfortunately, we parted ways with the auto repair shop and just use it for our own storage unit now, and then rented out my other storage shop for like $12.50 a month. So this was rented for $1,600, so it costs a little more, but it has way more room, and now we don't have the city hassling us, so it kind of fixed both problems. But this right here is not my truck. It is not any of my contractor's trucks. It is Eugene's truck, and we don't know who Eugene is. That's just his name on the for sale sign. So why you decide to just park your truck in a random property and leave it there for sale, I have no idea. And yes, we're next to a highway, but you can't even see that truck from the highway. That house is blocking it, and nobody's looking over here to see a for sale sign on that truck. So it's an absolutely horrible place to put it, and it doesn't make any sense. So we'll be texting or calling Eugene and asking him why his truck is here. And let's take a look inside. All right, so like I said, it was an auto body shop. Neat building, been here a very long time. It's kind of the front room, which was an office, and you can see we have lots and lots of paint here and random stuff. But we have lots and lots of things in here for our flipping, just remodeling, all of that. And it's really handy having this here, even though, well, I mean, we couldn't really rent it out right now except for storage to someone else, but it does take up some space, and you know, it feels better using this shop because we can't really rent it very easily except for storage, whereas the other shop we rented it to an auto, was it a glass? Paintless Dent Repair company. And that's a much smaller shop, only 900 some square feet. We rented it for $1,250 a month or $1,300 a month. So now we've got rent coming in from that one. We reutilized this one, it kind of worked out. But I was gonna show you all the stuff we have in here. Fans for when our houses flood, which happens once in a while. We have way more fans somewhere else. I think somebody might be borrowing them, or we left them in the house, I'm not sure. Our light section, which is actually very diminished right now. We usually buy bulk lights from Home Depot, can get them way cheaper that way. And we have a managed pro account with Home Depot. So a lot of people think, oh, you're paying so much money to Home Depot, it's so expensive. Well, if you look at their list prices on the shelves, those can be more than local supply shops, lumber yards. But with our managed pro account, we get a ton of perks and a ton of discounts. And that's why we primarily use Home Depot, and because they have the text to confirm system, which allows our contractors to go in there, buy materials, buy supplies. Nikki gets a text message, or I get it if she's on vacation or not available, and we can approve it right there, see what they're buying. It's so easy. It automatically charges our credit card, and that's so nice to have, because we do pay for all of the supplies pretty much for our contractors. We kind of act as a manager, and they're the subs. Now, some of our plumbers, HVAC people, they'll buy their own materials from wherever they want, but for our main contractors, we buy almost all of them. For example, these sinks, I might have showed them before, but we bought them last year, I think, and bought like 20 of them. We've been going through them. But like, originally $179, originally $329, and they had them marked down to $74, $43. I think we got them for like half of that. And because we have that Managed Pro account, Home Depot will call us up and be like, hey, we've got a bunch on sinks on clearance. Do you want them? And we'll be like, sure, we'll take them all. And they'll give us a great deal, and we can buy in bulk, leave them here, and save us hundreds and hundreds of dollars, literally on each sink. So that's been really nice. And same thing with vanities, sometimes with flooring, different stuff, we'll get those same deals. And a Managed Pro account is like the Pro account, but it is different. So they've always told me, at least at our store, it varies on each store you go to, you need about $100,000 in materials bought a year from Home Depot to qualify for the Managed Pro account. And I think we've spent $150,000 so far this year, somewhere in that range. We usually spend from $200,000 to $300,000 each year at Home Depot. And with a Managed Pro account, oh, that fridge says it's dead. Like we keep fridges and appliances for rentals and different things in here. But with a Managed Pro account, we're supposed to have a representative who helps us do stuff. We don't ever talk to them or hear from them. They're not very useful, but the Pro Desk is very useful and allow us, the clearance deals I said, but we also get bid room pricing on everything. So if you have a Pro account, I think you have to spend a certain amount per job to get bid room pricing. We can send anything we want through bid room pricing, doesn't matter how much the job is. And then we get, a 0.5% cash back on everything we buy there. Plus we get Pro perks, more rewards. Regular Pros might get that too. We don't have hardly any vanities, so we definitely want to load up on as many vanities as we can get. We also get 2% cash back by belonging to a local real estate investor club. And Home Depot still does that in most places. They've said they're going to stop doing it, but we keep getting that, so that's nice. And then what else? We get some other perks too. I forget what they are. But it saves us a lot of money. And bid room pricing is way cheaper than their list prices on most things. We get these special deals on certain tiles and different things you can see laying around here. This drywall was a special deal. Got all that super cheap. I think we had 4 pallets of it. Now we're down to 2, something like that. Those cones are from a previous tenant who got evicted from one of my properties, and they had a traffic control company. So we got to use some of those in certain instances. So it's worked out really well with Home Depot. We tried Lowe's, and a lot of that depends on your local service too, who the local people are. And they had a meeting with us, a huge meeting with like 10 people to try and get us to go over there. And we tried doing one kitchen with them, and it took them like 2 months to get a design done. And so it just didn't work out. And Home Depot's just been much better, at least they're local people. This is the carport from the River House, if you're familiar with that. So I don't know what we'll do with that. We have to put it together. Might be kind of a puzzle since it's been apart for so long. But we've got that in here. Like I said, sinks, flooring, some baseboard heaters, HVAC stuff, all kinds of different things. And like we said, the random truck parked outside. But the Home Depot account, easy for us to use. Text confirm is really easy. Getting stuff on clearance is nice. And I don't get paid by Home Depot, by the way. Some people think I'm sponsored by them. I am not. I have tried to get them to sponsor me a number of times, and I haven't gotten anywhere. So if anybody knows someone at Home Depot and they want to sponsor me, that'd be awesome. But I do not get sponsored right now. So that's what we've got in here. And we've got lots of extra space in here too. It's getting kind of tight in the other building. And I thought we could fill this one up pretty quick. And I was right. So there you go. But yeah, compound's been doing great. Like I said, everything's been rented. The 2 houses that direction, the white and red one, have been rented for almost 2 years now. We just raised rent just a little bit on those. They're super cheap. The blue one we re-rented a few months ago. You might remember the car that ran into that. Didn't run into the house, but ran off the highway, took out the fence. We actually got paid. The police called us a week or 2 later, and an insurance company called us, and they paid to replace the fence. So since the first original parts of having the cops and evictions and cash for keys and craziness and trucks and campers and all that stuff, it's been pretty calm around here. Not all my properties are crazy all the time, just part of the time. So, all right, thanks for watching. Love the support, love the likes, comments, shares. Keep those coming. We'll have more videos of all our other properties coming up here, flips, rentals, businesses, all that stuff coming up soon. And we may do updates on this one once in a while to show you what's in here, what good deals we get, and yeah, we'll have to go figure out how many vanities we can get, and we'll make room for those in here as well. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back.